There's this weight sitting heavy on so many shoulders right now. The crushing belief that to build something real, something valuable, something unstoppable, you need a whole team behind you. People everywhere grinding endlessly, hunting for co-founders, scrambling to hire, begging for help as if it's the only path to success. But what if that's not true? What if the real secret power lies exactly in the opposite? Alone? Yes. Solo, but not lonely. Building, creating, and thriving without a single person beside you. It sounds impossible because the world shoves this idea down our throats. Startups mean teams. Failure means trying alone. Nobody makes it on their own. It's a lie you've swallowed so many times you don't even question it anymore. And the pain it causes, that paralyzing fear that you're stuck, that you'll never find the right people, that the dream will die because collaboration isn't happening fast enough. That tension inside, gnawing at you during sleepless nights, the endless doubt whispering you're doing it all wrong. The truth is, some startups are built entirely without a traditional team. And they're rewriting the rules in ways you need to see and feel right now. When you realize this, everything shifts. The desperation to find others fades, replaced with a raw, uncontrollable fire that says, I don't need permission. I don't need a chorus of voices to validate my vision. You become the architect and the workforce of your revolution. You unlock an internal engine so fierce it can outpace any big team bogged down by meetings, conflicting egos, and endless coordination. This is not about being a lone genius working in isolation, stuck in some dark room dreaming big. No, it's about harnessing clarity, speed, and an unbreakable will to push through every barrier solo, until the vision is so clear and real it attracts others naturally, magnetically, on your terms. Imagine breaking free from the endless loop of searching for collaborators who never show up or don't bring the fire, the commitment, the same hunger you have. Imagine stripping away the noise, the distractions, the politics that crush more startups than anything else. Imagine just you and your vision, moving so fast and precise it feels like bending reality itself. That's how some startups get built without traditional teams. How? First, by owning the most valuable resource no team can ever create for you, your focus. While teams spend time aligning calendars, clarifying roles, managing expectations, you're in the zone, laser-focused, moving forward with ruthless efficiency. That obsession with your mission, without compromise, without dilution, is what turns impossible ideas into unstoppable momentum. But focus alone isn't enough. It's about mastering every single role yourself: code, design, marketing, sales, whatever the hell it takes. This might sound like madness, but hear this. It's about being relentless in learning, in hacking new skills, in building fluid, adaptable capabilities so you become a one-person army. Think about that. Not being paralyzed by not knowing. Instead, flipping it into your superpower. You learn just enough to move, pivot quickly, test, fail fast, and move again without waiting for others to catch up. The solo founder isn't waiting for perfect. They create imperfectly, but with insane speed that leaves competitors behind, stuck in team meetings and long decision processes. Next comes technology. The truth is, some startups have cracked the code by automating, outsourcing, and leveraging tools in ways that make traditional teams feel like clunky relics. They build once, a product or service so smart and scalable it almost runs itself. They lean into lean, digital, and remote frameworks that enable them to operate at a speed and flexibility no big team can match. This is more than just using SaaS or plugins. It's about architecting your startup like a living organism that flows around your singular effort, strategic hiring only when absolutely necessary, mostly plugging in contractors, AI tools, and platforms to fill in gaps, without ever losing control. The startup becomes your extension, your personal machine tuned for extreme precision and growth, without the messy dynamics that come from people constantly negotiating their place in your vision. Another secret? Radical ownership of time. Teams waste endless hours in meetings, debates, internal politics, but going solo forces an uncompromising mastery of time. Every minute is sacred. You learn to prioritize what moves the needle and dump everything else. This brutal self-discipline turns ordinary days into unforgettable breakthroughs. You become a craftsman of productivity, sculpting your work hours with surgical precision. And as you do, you realize so many others are drowning in meaningless busyness, trapped by their teams, while your solo startup surges forward. This control over your time is power no CTO or project manager can gift you. But let's address the real beast, the isolation. It's brutal, yes. The nights when your mind races, the loneliness that bites deeper than any failure. Here's where the true mastery lies, owning your loneliness and turning it into fuel. You don't pretend it's not there, you embrace it. You realize that between the chaos of teams and their shifting loyalties, this solitude is a sanctuary. It's where raw ideas are born, where your inner voice becomes thunder. And here's the twist. You don't need to be alone in the world, only in your work. Connection still matters, but on your terms. You build networks that serve, that inspire, that challenge, but don't control. You find mentors, advisors, and allies who respect your independence and your vision without trying to absorb your power. You create a personal ecosystem of support that enhances your solo craft instead of diluting it. This is a new kind of collaboration, lean, strategic, deeply complementary, not a team for the sake of team. The road isn't easy. There will be moments where the wait feels endless. Moments when the world screams that you're crazy, that you need them, that you're too small to survive alone. Those moments define you. This is where your mindset becomes your weapon. The belief that every barrier is just a challenge to be conquered alone, that waiting to scale or find perfect partners is a trap, that your value isn't in having units behind you, but in being the most relentless, adaptable force your startup's ever seen. This is also the moment where clarity sharpens. You don't chase every opportunity. You don't listen to every well-meaning voice telling you to build a team yesterday. You honor your vision fiercely and commit to moving it forward every single damn day. No excuses, no delays. If you feel this deep burning inside, you're meant for it. You're destined to break the mold, to prove the world wrong, to build something real without the usual supports. Because building a startup solo is not about doing it all alone. It's about becoming enough. All the roles, all the strategy, all the work, until your solo effort becomes a force of nature. And when that energy moves, when it's that true and fierce, it can pull others in naturally, magnetically, not because you begged for help, but because you forged a path no one else dared to follow. So here's the call. Stop waiting for the team that might never come. Stop doubting your ability to carry the fire yourself. Lean into that fierce independence, that hunger, that refusal to settle for anything less than your vision realized. Learn the skills, build the muscle, own the time, master your loneliness as fuel for the rocket you're about to launch. Use technology not as a crutch, but as a force multiplier. Connect with the few who understand what you're building, not the many who want to hold you down. Because this is the edge, the place of radical freedom, the place where the solo startup is not a lonely battle but a bold declaration. This vision is unstoppable, and it's already winning.